I posted a video breaking down how Trump has fundamentally shifted US policy towards Europe, and shocker, TikTok took that video down. So, let's try this shit again, shall we? If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. What's happening right now between the United States and Europe is not a disagreement. It's a structural shift in how America defines allies. And that matter. This isn't speculation. It's written in the United States National Security Strategy. So let me break this down. For the first time in decades, official US policy frames Europe, not Russia, not China, but European political centrists as unreliable political partners. The document explicitly calls for the US to cultivate resistance inside European countries to redirect their political trajectory. That language is important because in foreign policy, cultivating resistance doesn't mean advice, it means influence. European leaders noticed immediately, and the president of the European Council had to publicly remind Washington that allies don't interfere in each other's domestic politics. And what makes this even more unsettling isn't just the tone, it's the alignment. Because Russia openly welcomes this strategy because weakening the European Union has been a long-standing goal of theirs. Now, that doesn't mean the US and Russia are the same, but it does mean that our interests overlap in a way that they haven't before. And in modern geopolitics, overlap is enough. Analysts and European officials are warning that this new US strategy could open the door to greater influence in European domestic affairs. That's not a theory, that's how political influence works. And here's the part people are struggling with. The US isn't saying we're going to abandon Europe. It's saying that Europe should be able to stand on its own while simultaneously questioning whether or not it deserves to. And those are two very different things. And that is scary because it shows us that the alliances people thought were permanent were conditional the entire time. And that can lead to a lot of destabilization. By the way, since TikTok took down my last post, please make sure to follow me and check me out over on Instagram Reels. That way, if TikTok ever decides to take my content down, you have multiple ways of seeing my videos. Well, if any of you were wondering what modern day fascism looks like, might I recommend looking at our fucking country! Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. So the Pentagon just told reporters, either sign this new gag order or hand in your press passes by Wednesday. Now, what's in this magical new agreement? Reporters have to promise not to get or use any information the Pentagon does not approve, even if it's literally public information. So if I were a press company and I released an article talking about what's on the Pentagon's lunch menu, if the Pentagon hasn't approved that article, that's now deemed a security risk. So basically, journalists have to agree to stop doing journalism. Pete Hegseth, our Secretary of Defense, if you can even fucking call him that, the motherfucker can barely defend the idea of democracy, but he mentioned in a post, Pentagon access is a privilege, not a right. Which is crazy because last time I checked, the First Amendment didn't come with a press pass renewal fee, nor did it come with a waiver. Virtually every major news outlet, I'm talking CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, Reuters, the New York Times, they all said, absolutely the fuck not, we are not signing that shit. When CNN and Fox News both agree on something, clearly somebody has fucked up. The only outlet that actually signed this agreement, a MAGA outlet known as One America News, because of course they did. And in response to virtually nobody signing this bullshit, Pete Hegseth posted a waving hand goodbye emoji. Correct. The man in charge of US defense went to X to tell the entire press corps, bye diva! Hegseth also bragged under his new rules, the press no longer roams free. Sir? That's literally what they're supposed to do. Roam free, ask questions, expose corruption. You can't defend democracy by gagging the people who are reporting on it. Now, dozens of outlets are threatening legal action. Others are saying, screw it, we'll just report without any Pentagon access. Because if the government is deciding what you're allowed to say, that's not national security. That's censorship. So yeah, Pete Hegseth might be waving goodbye to the press, but the press, they're waving back legal documents in his fucking face. As they should be. So apparently, if you're a Republican state senator in a group chat saying, I love Hitler, joking around about gas chambers, rape, and calling black people monkeys, that's just edgy humor. But if you're Sohran Mamdani, a Muslim socialist New Yorker who rapped about politics 10 years ago, Trump wants you deported. Bitch, what? Well, it appears as though America has officially entered Nazi Germany. Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Vice President J.D. Vance, yes, the man who looks like he writes Yelp reviews for chain steakhouses and also wrote a book about being a hillbilly, said the young Republicans who were caught in a 2,900-page racist group chat were just being offensive and edgy. They used the N-word over 250 fucking times, joked about rape, and one of them, who was the chair of the New York State Young Republicans, mind you, literally said, "I love Hitler." And one of these men, Sam Douglas, is an actual Vermont state senator. Like, this isn't some random Reddit troll. This man helps to write laws. Meanwhile, we got stupid fucking bitches like Congressman Andy Ogles, who says Sohran Mamdani isn't really American because he's a socialist and wrote a political rap song 10 years ago. No crimes at all. He was just spitting bars, and now Andy Ogles wants to put him behind bars. Andy, you represent Tennessee, where the state bird is practically a Confederate flag. Please sit the fuck down. And Trump, the human form of a greased up rotisserie chicken left on the spigot too long, he jumped in to say Mamdani's not even really American. You are literally following Hitler's handbook and also tried to overthrow the government. You can also shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Thank you. This isn't about jokes. This isn't about lyrics. It's about who's allowed to be hateful and who gets punished for being brown and outspoken. So yeah, J.D. Vance, when you say Hitler jokes are edgy, but a Muslim's rap lyrics are terrorism, that's not patriotism, that's fascism. And I'm sure you would have loved to get down on your hands and knees to unzip Hitler's pants and put that hillbilly mouth to work. So Vance, why don't you shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down too? These are literally, like, these are the people running this fucking country. Like, that, like, are you kidding me? So, who was gonna tell me that going through TSA now includes a full facial scan? Because if you couldn't tell, I flew to New Jersey for the holidays. Before I'm able to get to my gate, I'm standing in line waiting to go through TSA, and the agent was like, "Please stare directly into this camera." Now, initially, I was like, maybe I'm special, thinking I was just picked for a random fucking scan. That was until I started talking to people at my gate, and everybody was like, yeah, I had to get my face scanned too. Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Upon further research, I found out that since March, TSA has been sending airline passenger lists to ICE multiple times a week. Every passenger, every flight. Names, itineraries. And clearly, biometric data is next, if not already happening, because ICE then cross-checks those names and or faces against immigration databases, and they literally send agents to the airport to arrest people before they board. Airports are now immigration checkpoints. And the public, we weren't told at all. The New York Times has confirmed that this program has already led to arrests, including a 19-year-old college student at Boston Logan Airport. This girl was picked up at the gate and deported to Honduras 2 days later. She had no criminal record. She wasn't provided any warning. Just up and gone. And DHS is trying to gaslight everybody by saying, oh, this is routine information sharing. Nothing new. No! TSA's secure program was supposed to be about terrorist prevention, not turning domestic flights into a mass screening system. This is bulk surveillance, and everybody is being searched to find new people. And let's be very clear, name matching systems aren't always accurate. False positives constantly happen. And currently, there's no real correction process when ICE gets this shit wrong. For example, with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was illegally deported. And if this is routine, then why wasn't the public informed? Transparency shouldn't be controversial unless there's something to hide. So yeah, if you felt weird getting your face scanned by TSA recently, you weren't paranoid, you weren't imagining it. Domestic travel is quietly being turned into a surveillance tool. And that should scare the hell out of everybody. Because if they can use it for immigration, what else can they use it for? Right. So TikTok took down my Daily Scream video from yesterday, and when I went to appeal it, this is what I saw. The appeal window expired on December 31st, 1969. Yeah, so, fuck you, bitch. That was 56 years ago, and TikTok, let alone the iPhone, didn't even fucking exist. So I'm remaking the fucking video. Life is worth the living. Oh. Babe, Democrats didn't just rebound the other night. We quite literally body slammed the Republican Party into a table like it was a WWE SmackDown. Let's try this again, bitch. Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for one of the first good daily screams we've had in a fucking minute. Virginia, blue. New Jersey, blue. New York City? Babe, they elected Saran Mamdani, who is a 34-year-old Democratic socialist. So, blue, bitch! Democrats didn't just win. We flipped seats in Georgia, cracked the GOP supermajority in Mississippi. Bitch, Mississippi.